Alright, let's get it started. Oh, okay. Number 1 is Beast Tamer. So I think I'm gonna put Beast Tamer in C tier because it is a very basic boss because it is just at the end of it's at the end of the 3rd Coliseum, which I hate, and I've actually found it way harder than most people. I don't know, there's just something about it. Enemies and bosses suck for me. But let's just move on. I don't know what just happened. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry. Technical difficulties, but I'm back. Better than ever. That was not there. I would never put Hornet there. Next we got Broken Vessel. I'm going to put Broken Vessel in. Also, every time I'm going to start by putting it in D because I want to scroll my screen up. But, okay. Broken Vessel goes in B. I like the fight. It's got a really good midpoint where it's a little bit easier than the rest of the bosses you've been fighting around that time, but not that much harder. I really like that. Next we got Mantis Lords, which for me go in S because they're a really fun fight and they keep me on my feet even if they're not that difficult. Next we got a Hornet, and Hornet goes in B as well because this is the first Hornet, by the way. Hornet goes in B because it's it's not that exciting, but it's a really good tutorial boss. Here, I'm gonna move on. So the next one is Lost Kin, which I'm gonna put in B tier as well because in my opinion it doesn't change that much from the original, except it's a little faster and it's pretty exciting as well. Next we got Oro and Matto, which in my opinion go in C because all these bosses lack character. All the ones in the latest update. I know it's latest because it was like a year ago or something, but still it is not that good a boss in my opinion. I mean, it's a crowd boss, but then again, the only way to beat them in my opinion is just to spam. That's what I did. Alright, first we got False Knight. I'm gonna put False Knight in B because it's a good tutorial boss. It doesn't actually keep you on your feet like Hornet, but it does kind of introduce you into the world of Hollow Knight a little bit. Next we got Failed Champion, which is C. I'm just putting it in C because it's relatively a good boss, and people generally like it, but I am not a fan. I think it's weirdly hard because you can't shadow dash past him. So it's just kind of like the False Knight, except actually strong and not fun. Next, we got Brooding Malik, and I'm going to have to put Brooding Malik in C tier because I'm not the biggest fan, but it's a good boss. I fought it early game, so I was really angry the whole time I was fighting it. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on this boss. I mean, it's fine, but it's not that good. Next, we got Radiance, which I'll put the Radiance in C tier. Surprising? I guess so. C, B, C, B. No, C. I'm keeping it in C because you have to fight the Hollow Knight each time, and the boss is pretty fun, but it gets on your nerves because of the 2 hits. And after you've done it a couple times, it stresses you out, and then you die to the 3rd phase. That's what I did, even though it's the super easy one because I got way too stressed. Next, we got the Enraged Guardian, which goes in trash tier because it's just the Crystal Guardian, except it's annoying, and it does double damage, and it's not that hard, but it is annoying because it can kill you really quickly. Next, we got Soulmaster, and Soulmaster goes in S tier as a legend, believe it or not, because I like this fight a lot. It is probably my favorite fight in the whole game, just because it's so strong. like with character. It's got its whole story about how it tried to help and it was shut out and then it went wild and stuff because of the infection. I don't know. I like it. It's great fight. Keeps you on your feet. Next we got Crystal Guardian, which goes in D tier because it also sucks. Not much changes except it's a little bit easier, and it screws you over by making you think that there's a bench there, and then it's a boss and it kills you and it's annoying. Next we got we got Winged Nosk, which is gonna go in D because I mean it's just a copy of the Vengefly King except like a bigger boss, and it's kind of garbage. Next we got Zote, and instead of going in D tier where you might expect it, it's gonna go in C tier because it's kind of fun to knock him around. In my opinion, like he comes at you with his little sword and he can't do anything against you, and it's pretty fun to just like bat him around a little bit. All right, next we got Gorb. Gorb is gonna go. Oh, whoops. Gorb is gonna go in C tier as well because, well, actually, you know what? No, I like Gorb. It's going in B tier. Gorb is a really fun battle. It's not that hard, but, you know, he shoots the needles at you, and you have to dodge them and hit him. Basic fight, but it's pretty good. Then we got Fluke, which goes in Fluke, because, damn, that's garbage. Fluke Worm is garbage. Next we got Great Nail Sage Sly. I'm gonna put him in C tier because I don't really like the fight that much. I think it lacks character. I mean, it reminds me of Yoda a little bit, but it's not that fun. Like, not that fun at all. Because you just spam. Next we got Troopmaster Grimm. Troopmaster Grimm, join the legends, my friend. Not that hectic, but still has those Grimm attacks, and it's super fun. And it keeps you on your feet just the right amount to keep you paying attention, but without making you feel like you're that threatened. Alright, next we got Gruzmother. Put it in D tier because, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just like an enemy, kind of. Yeah. Next we got Hive Knight. Hive Knight. That goes in D as well. I hate the Hive Knight because of the run to it, and I didn't have the Shadow Dash when I first fought it, so I have disdain for the boss. And it's not fun because once you actually do get the dash, you can beat it super fast. Alright, next we got the Hollow Knight, which I am gonna put Radiance boss. That's annoying. Elder Who goes in C tier. It's basic and there's not that much to it. Now, this is Hornet 2, the good one. I'm going to put it in A tier because it's a really, really fun fight. It keeps you really, really moving, and it's hard to keep up with her. Really. Like, I've died to Hornet 2 a bunch of times. Now I can beat it every time I go in, but it's still, like, I have to pay attention, like, because it's hard. Next we got Sisters of Battle. Sisters of Battle. I'm gonna put Sisters of Battle up here with the legends because it's an even more Next we got Galleon. He's not garbage. He's just a little bit much sometimes, that's all. Next we got Massive Moss Charger. Trash. It's hard for me for some reason because I always miss the attack. Not hard. It just always makes me lose health in Pantheons, and I don't like it for that reason. Alright, next we got Nightmare King Grimm going in A tier. I know, not S tier. A tier, because it took me a really long time to beat it, and it's a very fun boss, but I think sometimes it can become a little much with the 2 damage, so I'm going to call it an A tier. I'm going to take Great Prince Zote next. Great Prince Zote can drop in B tier because I know most people put it higher than that, but I find the fight a little tedious and annoying, but it's also super fun, and it's really accessible from 2 different spots, and I can fight it as many times as I want, which I love. We got No Eyes. I'll put in C tier. Even though, whoops. I'm gonna put No Eyes in C tier, even though, actually, no, I had fun with No Eyes. It was harder. I mean, it was easier for me than it was for most people. Most people say it's actually pretty hard. I beat it without even trying. Oh, next we got Nosk. Oh boy, Nosk. Goes in D tier. Garbage. We all know Nosk is bad. It's just the truth. Not fun. I don't know what this one is. Is that an oblobble? I think it is. Yeah, I think this is an oblobble. Oblobbles go in C tier because they're very meh. You know, they shoot at you and you have to keep them balanced. It's just kind of like a big enemy. Next, we got Paint Master Shio, which actually out of the Godmasters, I really liked. So I'm going to put it in B tier. I'm a big fan of that fight because it's got a lot of variety. Oh, Pure Vessel. This fight is super difficult. Oh, where did I have the Beast Tamer? C, right? Yeah. I'm going to put Pure Vessel in A tier because it's very, very difficult, but it's super fun to keep up with the battle, and I am always on my feet. Wow, I just said always twice. Absolute Radiance. What a terrible fight. I will put it in B tier. It was super hard to beat, and it took a long time to get to, but at least, like, the fight itself I could get to really quickly, and it was hard, but, like, at the end of the day, I think it was a little easier than people said it was. What did I do? I moved these. Next we got Soul Tyrant. I'm gonna put Soul Tyrant in A tier because it's not as good as the Soul Master, but it's still pretty fun. It's like the same, except a little bit harder, which I don't like as much because it sets the tone weirdly. Next we got Marmu. D tier. Marmu's not fun because it does inconsistent attacks. Markoth is next. Fluke. Hate Markoth. Worst fight. Next we got Soul Warrior. And Soul Warrior is a special fight. One of the first ones I fought because I think I already said, but the first time I ever played was with a friend. So I fought Soul Master and Soul Warrior quickly. So actually, yeah, I'll put Soul Warrior in B. Next we got the Collector, which I actually liked. It was a really fun battle. I'm going to put it in A tier. And actually I'll put Soul Warrior in A tier too. Next we got Traitor Lord, which I'm going to put in B tier because it was a really fun fight, but not anything epic. Okay, next we got Umu. I'll put Umu in C tier, just because that attack where the lightning follows you sucks so much. And I actually like the jellyfish version better than the Quirrell version, although Quirrell is my favorite character in the game. Next we got Vengefly King. Garbage. You have to wait for it, and it takes like a minute or two to beat because he always comes down. You have to hit him only once. Next we got, is that Watcher Knights? Yeah, Watcher Knights. Trash. Them too. They're way too hard. They're way harder than they ought to be. And although they're a little easier for me than most people, I still find them ridiculously impossible because there's just so much going on at once. Alright, next we got White Defender. The Dung Defenders are like the last. I don't know why. White Defender is a B tier because it's super fun. It can get a little hectic, but it's still fun to keep up with. Next we got Zero. Zero, my man, you go in C tier because you're just meh. And finally, Dung Defender. I'm gonna put Dung Defender in A tier because Dung Defender is a really, really good fight. And I feel like every time I play it, it gets more fun.